1st last year. So the main game, it took us 7.5 months to develop. We developed both for iOS and Android platforms because Android was equally picking up as iOS platform. So we wanted to make sure that we targeted both the audience. So and the main app consisted of all the modes that I've talked about, tournament and free sparring modes. It had 8 unique robots from the movie uh, that that user can play as or play against. It, I mean, so then after the launch, we had a good reception from the audience, especially the movie fans and the kids who liked the movie a lot. So we had, I think we launched around September mid for iOS platform, and then we launched around September end for Android platform. And in the initial, so far we have done like almost like on iOS, we did almost like 1.5 million plus downloads. This is just the main app, and that is the user base that we have. Same way in Android, we did 1.5 million in total. So in the last 8 months. The production team, the core production team which worked on the main app was basically myself, and we had 2 developers who were working, and one 2D and graphic artist who was also the concept artist. But the concept work was very minimal in this game, considering that we had a huge design direction from DreamWorks of the kind of robots or the kind of arenas in which the fights happen. So we worked closely with DreamWorks in understanding what they visualized for the movie and made sure that that exact conceptualization and experience is transferred into the game. So we had 3 3D artists and 4 animators who worked on all the character modeling and animations, all the moves that had to be performed, and even the arenas that we made. So, but all the content was purely from the movie because we wanted to make sure that we do not deviate from the core concept. So, and then we worked on several updates which were like in-app purchases. So where user can extend the experience even further, have more content by paying additional money. So we did almost 3 updates, and the 4th update is going live in another day or two. So the first update was basically the lead characters from the movie with an additional arena that you can fight them. So this was the development time. It took 1.5 months. This update was primarily focused on iOS platform, Apple platform, because the user base was growing rapidly back then over there compared to Android. So that's why we wanted to focus our efforts towards iOS first. So we had a huge conversion so far. I mean, as per the industry standards, I was told it's around 8 to 10% conversion of in-apps from the main app. So all the users who come onto the main core game, so they end up 8 to 10% of them end up buying your additional content for money. So, but in our case, it was extremely high. So we were almost like 40 to 50% with the main update. So which was exciting for us. One of the major reasons is we withholded the main characters from the movie for the update. So of course we did have some resistance from the users saying that how can you not offer the main content in the main app? I mean the 3 robots in the main app. But yeah, it worked out very well for us though. So, and then we had additional update with additional robots from the movie. So totally we ended up with 12 robots now in the game. Then we had a gallery section update, which was a short update to make sure that users are always, I mean, there's always a possibility for the user to extend his experience if he wants, if he has more content. So just to make sure that the game is live on his device. So, so that's why we had a gallery section which contained all the wallpapers and other concept art of the movie and the game. So which was not communicated in the game completely, which was not showcased in the game completely. So, so these are the downloads, figures of all the updates. So, and then the recent update that we have been working for the past 2.5 months is a build your own robot feature. It is basically where, I mean, we wanted to extend the experience where there is no limit for the user. I mean, if he is really interested in this game and excited about all this concept, so we wanted him to have an endless experience, if possible. So currently, whatever we offered before this was basically experience that you can go through once and then you're done with it. So, but most of the mobile games these days, especially, they try to have endless experience so that the users who are very interested in that content can always have something new and you always generate revenue from them. So these are technically called as whales in the gaming terminology, in the industry terminology. So these are guys who were hardcore fans of your content and wanted more all the time. So we want to make sure that we address their concerns. So we developed a feature which is basically where you can create your own robots, customize it in terms of the body parts. So which robot, I mean, which type of hand you want, which type of head, or the torso. So all the body parts can be configured based on your taste. You can have given a name. So and at the same time, you can also customize the moves he performs. Like if you like a certain introduction of the robots, certain special moves of the robots. So you can always have these customized. There's a huge library of around, I think around 70 or 80 moves. So you can select which moves your robot want to perform. So this update is yet to go live. We are quite excited to see how it's going to perform because almost 20% of our reviews, I mean users who posted reviews have requested for this feature. So that's the highest feature demand that we ever had. So that's why we wanted to do that. So this is basically the details of the production of it. So when we come to, I mean, what went right about the project. So it's basically, even though the project was targeted towards a 7-month development time frame, we made sure, since I mean, the entire team was working on Unity is the technology that we chose to develop because it supports both iOS and Android. The porting work would be easier. So none of us actually worked on Unity before, the production team. Same way, we never worked on a fighting game before. So there's a lot of learning for us to do. So that is why we made sure that there's an extensive prototyping phase in order to understand both the fighting genre as well as the platform and the technology also. So we did not worry about the additional features in the game or anything of that sort. We just focused on the core elements of the game, which would probably create a fun experience to the. So these are basically the fighting experience. So which we classify into the kind of moves you can do, the controls, how you would be performing these moves, how fast, so what are the options that you have, and at the same time. We were having benchmark tests done throughout in order to understand what are the platform limitations so that we don't end up trying to do something that is not achievable on the technology that we are developing. So that is why it is very important for any game to go through these phases. I mean, trying out the core gameplay experience, prototyping the core gameplay experience, understanding what the user would experience and if it's fun or not, and trying to analyze how to make it fun. And at the same time understanding what you can do in the time you have, scooping that up based on all these benchmark tests, and also understanding how much time it takes for you to create all these animations or even these robots. So based on the requirements of that platform. So yeah. So prototyping was, I would say, was the best phase for us in the project, where we did not worry about any other features, just purely to try to experiment with. I think we ended up trying almost like 7 or 8 control systems. We ended up trying, I mean, a lot of other features. So, a lot of other features in terms of the special effects, the slow motion effects, so all that. Just making sure that the experience is fun for you. So, and of course, going with Unity, that was the biggest advantage that we had. That's basically because this is a platform which is very modular and designed to easily adapt to any platform that you are deploying, like whether it is web, PC, mobile, iOS, Android, Flash. So that's why we ended up going with it. And the tool sets also are very tightly integrated in order to for you to prototype any kind of game pretty fast. So yeah. So and it also has a lot of huge community actually. So who have tried so many different games, different types of games. So you have seen someone work on the features that you are targeting already. So it gives you even better confidence about something is achievable and there is a direction or someone whom you can take assistance from. So the community is very strong. And it has a huge plugins also where third party